feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no wave.
UMG's filed a motion to dismiss Drake's lawsuit. They have called it a steaming hot pile of garbage, okay? They've said it's basically a bullshit lawsuit, and they've also called Drake, for lack of better words, pussy, because Drake hasn't sued the person who they feel his vitriol should be targeted at, which is Kendrick Lamar, okay? That was filed not in the that motion to dismiss wasn't filed in the federal lawsuit. It was actually filed in the still existent second petition, but it's in Texas. So remember, Spotify got out of there because they were petitioned by Drake in New York, UMG and Spotify. That was voluntarily dropped by Drake, but there's still one going on in Bexar County, Texas, which has iHeartMedia and UMG, and Drake hasn't voluntarily dropped it yet, but UMG has now filed a motion to dismiss the whole thing, basically saying, and even citing the lawsuit, saying that Drake is pussy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know the way to sugarcoat it. They're just saying, yo, bro, this nigga don't, what the fuck is he doing? Why he ain't suing Kendrick? And I'm not gonna lie, I think there's a point to that, right? It's like, yo, wait, so you're suing us, but you ain't suing the nigga who said it? What the hell are you talking about? Like, does this make sense? That is going to be a point of contention and something that Drake and his lawyers have to battle with, right? Matter of fact, we could get into it a little bit. Let's see. Did I have the paperwork here? Drake motion to dismiss. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the this is a cover page of the whole thing, where UMG Recording Inc. in Bexar County, according to the petition, Aubrey Graham, who was a petitioner who was requesting the depositions of iHeartMedia Incorporated and also UMG Recording Incorporated. Essentially, UMG Recording has submitted a motion to dismiss the petition according to Rule 202, okay? And they're saying it's pursuant to the Texas Citizen Participation Act, and this is what they basically say. UMG files his motion to dismiss Aubrey Graham's petition for a pre-suit deposition. Now, I'll make this very easy to understand for y'all. Remember, this petition, when it was filed in New York and Texas, was a pre-legal, pre-lawsuit action that Drake was doing to get information to be able to sue. Now, granted, he sued, right? And he sued UMG. So this is why we don't see iHeartMedia saying anything, because they're hoping that they just kind of get let off the hook like Spotify. But UMG is already in a fight with Drake in federal court because Drake already sued. So now they're like, well, this other petition, I'm going to put a motion to dismiss. And essentially what they're saying is, Drake wanted a few things, right, in this petition. He wanted to question and depose. So it's like a legal proceeding where you could ask questions in organized settings with a lawyer and some type of arbitrator. And it is, you're sworn under penalty of perjury, so you got to tell the truth. He wanted answers. So, for example, Drake would have had his lawyers question maybe Lucian Grange, or maybe the person who is the lead of, urban music for iHeartMedia. And you know what he was going to probably ask. Hey, listen, have y'all ever taken money to inflate the streams or if it was iHeart, to play a record on the radio repetitively, right? Did Kendrick or a radio team spend money with y'all? They were probably going to ask Lucian Grange and them, hey, did you guys knowingly, like all that type of stuff, right? So, it's a deposition. And again, UMG's just saying, yo, the niggas already suing us in federal court. Why the fuck are we still trying to do pre-lawsuit shit? He has a lawsuit, okay? And they're saying that they want this one to be dismissed, okay? Now, the things that they're saying in support of it is this. They said that the petition arises out of an ongoing feud between two prominent rap artists, okay? Drake and Kendrick Lamar, right? UMG distributes the recording of both these artists, and beginning in the spring of 2024, petitioner, Drake, and Kendrick each released recordings containing lyrics which attacked each other performer. Now, that's very interesting, and that's going to be very operative, not only in them trying to get this dismissed, but also in the federal case subsequently. Why? Because Drake is filing for defamation. Universal's kind of playing, it's a pre-card almost. They're kind of showing you their hand a bit. They're saying, we're going to tell the judge, we didn't defame Drake. If anything, there were two artists that were defaming each other. We distribute both of them. We have vested interest in both of them. We're the neutral party. If anything, we're promoting free speech. So essentially, UMG is going to say, Drake, you need to sue Kendrick, and vice versa. If Kendrick has a problem with you saying he beat his wife, or you saying that his manager is the father of his kid, y'all should sue each other, not us, okay? So they're basically saying, yeah, we distribute both of their recordings, but they attacked each other with songs that are known in the genre as diss tracks. Okay, the rap battle culminated in a recording by Kendrick Lamar called Not Like Us, released in May 2024, to which Drake has taken offense. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There is all type of very petty, sly, undertone disses here, and you got to understand it when it's put in a legal sense. They're basically saying Drake is sensitive. I'm sorry. That's what UMG is saying. They're saying they're engaged in a rap battle, releasing diss songs, but one song that eventually got released got Drake in his feelings. That's what they're saying. Okay. Says rather than addressing his grievances with Kendrick Lamar, Drake has resorted to strategic legal retaliation against UMG and others in an apparent effort to pressure them to limit the distribution of Not Like Us. Now, that gives us another insight as well. It's apparent that Universal believes that Drake, and it's kind of interesting, right? They haven't said up front that they believe that Drake is salty, that his value has decreased, or maybe his negotiation leverage and power. They're saying that they feel Drake want them to take the song off or to limit its distribution, which essentially is going to be very problematic for Drake. Let me kind of lay this out for you, right? We've seen previously Pusha T accused Drake of being able to stop a record or stop someone from being on a record. Now, when UMG, the big dog, is saying, oh, Drake is suing us in a action to try to pressure us to limit the distribution of the song, if this goes to court, those things are probably going to get mentioned to say, hey, Drake usually plays ball like this, where he in the past has been able to pressure or use his power and leverage to force people not to put out a record or put somebody on it. And in this case, because he couldn't do said thing in terms of having, the entities that be stop the record or don't promote it or whatever the case is, now he's suing. So again, by the way, I'm regurgitating and I'm just breaking down what's being written by the lawyers of UMG. This is not what I think. This is all about my interpretation of what's being said. So it appears that UMG's stance is that, oh, Drake wanted us to stop the record, and we didn't stop the record. Now, that's going to get tricky on both sides. Number one, if we get further into the woods with this, we're probably going to see some proof that maybe Drake has stopped records in the past, which, by the way, Pusha T and other people have said it happened. Secondly, we're probably going to get proof that UMG has allowed artists to stop records at times. And it's this lawsuit with Drake and UMG is such a messy, bitch fight. And when I mean by bitch fight, it's like a catty girl fight, right? Not bitch in terms of you're a whore. It's a girl fight. Because anything that Drake exposes of UMG exposes himself, right? Because if they expose UMG yo, you're paid for bots for Kendrick, UMG's going to be like, but in the past, we've paid for bots for yo. And also likewise with UMG. UMG's going to come back and say, well, Drake's just mad that this can't happen. And Drake's going to come back and say, but I have the proof that used to happen. So again, it's this is kind of the Spider-Man meme, right? Anything Drake could say about Universal probably helps expose him and his illustrious career there. And anything that UMG could try to like sidestep about Drake will probably not only expose Drake, but expose how they deal with top tier artists. So nobody wins except the fans, because we get to sit here and we get to be in a business, okay? Unless, and by the way, for all the people, no matter if you're a Drake fan or a Kendrick fan, this is why I love the music industry. I want to be up in everybody's business, okay? So it'll be in our benefit because we're going to start seeing some tea. We're going to start seeing, and I hate that word, but we're going to start seeing some real info about what's going on in this bitch. You get what I'm saying? And after we get this information, we could safely then assume if Universal treats Drake like A, right? If they were stopping records or if they did A, B, C, and D, they probably have done that for every other artist that has been at least close to his caliber, which means not only maybe they've done it for Not Like Us and Kendrick, they probably have done it for 50 when he was the guy. Which, by the way, 50 admitted that he had power to move around and affect people's release dates or even maybe their status on a label. So that's the thing, right? But it's going to kind of be maybe the first time legally that we get the definitive answers about what could a label do or what do they do or what have they done, right? That's going to be very interesting, okay? Okay. Hold on. It says, all right, the TCPA protects parties from this exact type of legal retaliation by providing an expedited process to summarily dismiss legal actions, including petitions for pre-suit deposition. So UMG is moving aggressively. They want this to be dismissed. Now, let me give you also some more context on what is happening. Say yeah? Okay. Let me give you a little bit more information on what supposedly is happening on the legal front in the federal lawsuit. So, essentially, Universal's prepared. By the way, this was 114 page or 144 pages they filed in county court, Bexar County Court in Texas for that petition. They're gonna do an answer to Drake in federal court, which is an actual lawsuit. And they requested what's called like, hey, listen, we need an extension on the deadline to file our response. Drake's team, rather than waiting for the judge to either rule if they're going to give the extension or not, Drake's team said, we're cool, we'll agree to that, which, by the way, if you're trying to get this case going along, a lot of times both parties will agree to certain things to make, it limits the amount of time the judge has to make an order, right? Because sometimes you'll just be left around waiting. And also, you want to, like, no matter how adversarial the suing process is, you got to play ball somewhat to keep the ball going. So Drake has agreed to extension in the deadline for UMG to file their response, and also subsequently agree in a deadline, an extension of the deadline for them to do the same thing that they did here, but do it in a federal case, which is a motion to dismiss. So again, I think Universal is good. They're preparing to try to, hit Drake over the head with shit. They definitely want to clobber him. But for me, I don't want to see this dismissed. At this point, I want all the tea, and I want all the drama, and I want all the beans spilled. I want to know exactly how much money Drake got. I want to know what the negotiations have been like. And by the way, I don't know if we get into those particular details, will stuff be filed under seal? But we're kind of heading there, right? We're kind of heading there where at a point Drake is going to have to make this crystal clear. How was his value diminished? Remember, we talked about defamation yesterday. How was your value diminished? How was it? How were these defamatory statements affecting you and affecting your business, your net worth, your earning potential, and all these things? And Drake is going to have to say, well, listen, they offered me this. They sent over a deal memo that said I could have gotten paid $500 million, which is $500 million, and I wanted 600. But after the battle, when I countered and I said I'll take 550, they said, actually, we're not giving you 500 no more. We're giving you 300. And that would be legit proof, right? Now, I keep telling you, when it comes to this lawsuit, I don't like this particular lawsuit by Drake, because once you bring in music, if it was tweets, I think this would be a good case for Drake. But once you bring in music, that then introduces a whole other realm of, well, how much of art could be just used as expression Could it be used as satire? Could it be used as parody? Versus are these statements that if you say, you have to literally stand on, and especially during the genre of rap music, and then hence a rap battle and diss songs. Because here's the thing, and I know some people here love Drake, and y'all gotta know Drake's my favorite artist. Here's where I fear: if Drake is successful here, if I'm a rapper, matter of fact, no, I'll tell you this as a fact. If Drake is successful here, I'm suing everybody who's ever dissed me in a record. You said Akademiks is pussy, you're getting a lawsuit. I promise you. I'm telling you, I'm filing hella lawsuits. Nobody better ever diss me in a goddamn song, because really, we all look at music and we kind of look at it par for the course. Okay, all right, just like, all right, Lil Baby diss me or Meek diss me, or, well, who has diss me in music? Whoever. And forget about me. But there's actual, like, if I'm, with all due respect, if I'm Meek Mill, I'm filing a lawsuit against Drake. Yo, you got to catch this lawsuit, bro. Like, you killed my career. You killed it. Nah, I was selling 250,000. You start clowning me. Is it the world tour, your girl tour? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. What? I'm sorry. So that's the only thing. And as much as you like Drake, and I know, all these fan bases are so politically charged because they can't see the other side. We all got to admit this fact. If Drake wins this lawsuit, trust me, anytime a nigga name gets mentioned, I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I think is Tuka Mom suing Dirk? Well, those are a little bit different because somebody died, and it's probably, those people were probably directly involved. Well, not Tuka necessarily, but like say Duck. We gotta get to Duck. Duck and Dirk's. Duck. Oh shit! Duck and Dirk. I'm moving today, and I even take no coffee. That's what happens when I'm not too drunk, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So that's just kind of dangerous. But I do understand, in principle, why this is a thing, right? So for anybody who's gonna clip it like, oh, even Drake's biggest stan thinks that. No. I'm thinking overall in the bigger picture of music, right? I don't know if it would be good for music if people are suing saying he hurt my feelings or he said this. Also, do we want to give or have labels on the defense to say, okay, we need to have a team in place to review songs that might be defamatory? And then we have to make the decision whether or not to drop it, because without that, we don't get drill music. Drill music is dead. Like, this lawsuit would mean the death of drill music. You get what I'm saying? Because if a record label then has to start going over line by line and combing through what you're alleging or what you're accusing or what you're saying in a song, is it hurting somebody's feelings? Is it defaming someone? We are in rap music. Yo, 100 shots. How the fuck you mean 100 shots? Yeah, I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like, these are the things that I'm not saying that the culture thrives on, but it is a part of the heart and core of hip hop. And yes, I do think that 100% Kendrick Lamar lied and said Drake was a pedophile, but it brings us in a tricky place. You almost got to get it back in blood in a sense, right? You kind of got to get it back in blood. Because in reality, once we do the lawsuit thing, everybody should file a lawsuit. You get what I'm saying? Yo, Ja Rule, them niggas was saying all type of shit about you. You get what I'm saying? There's mad lawsuits to be filed. So that's the only reason why I don't like it. But I do think that Kendrick definitely went over. He definitely just said one of the wildest lies ever, right? You're a pedophile. Like, that's one of the wildest lies ever. Now, I also want to say, again, I'm not the biggest fan of this lawsuit. I can't wait to get back to the music. I think Drake's an amazing musician. No matter what you guys say, I think he's still the best musician. But talks of lawsuits and stuff like that, this is not the highlight of me talking about Drake. I will say that Drake, I do think he should just sue Kendrick Lamar. Like, I think he didn't sue Kendrick at first because I think he thought this barrage of criticism about the lawsuit was going to be skirted by people saying, oh, no, he's not suing Kendrick, he's suing UMG. But people are treating it like he's suing Kendrick, right? I ain't gonna lie, I would have just throw that nigga name on it. I'm suing him, Mustard, the engineer. I'm suing Top Dog, Punch. You getting sued too. Everybody getting sued. Everybody getting sued. Again, I'm just saying if you're gonna do it, just do it all the way. You know what I mean? Like we can't halfway with this shit. That's all I'm saying, in my opinion, right? And that's why I think that Universal is gonna make a valid point. Yo, it's like, put it like this. Okay, say, I don't know, this might be a bad analogy. Okay. Wow. I don't even know what analogy would really be super pinpoint. If you're not suing the actual guy that made the most egregious and offensive act, and you're only suing us, it feels like you have some type of ploy. Now, again, here's the thing too. And with all due respect to everybody who's listening, do I think that Drake is suing because he lost the rap battle? I don't. I really don't. I honestly do not think Drake is suing because the general consensus seems to be that he lost. I don't think he's suing because of that. I think Drake really believes that this nigga, and through whether it's people he used to call friends, entities, and also organizations, they put out this, like, the song is one thing, but it became a thing where people were going with the narrative like, maybe he is that, right? And I'll say this, though, and for everybody who's calling Drake a Karen and all that type of stuff, again, I'm not a fan of the lawsuit because I'm thinking music. But in terms of his reputation, the lawsuit's the best thing for him to do. Because here's the thing now, it's put up or shut up. For everybody's like, well, he was on stage with a 17-year-old. Well, I heard that there was some young girls, like, wait, we're just waiting on somebody to come out. It's put up or shut up. He's suing. He's saying, show me that I am, and if you show me that I am, you're not defaming me. But if you can't show me that I am, you're a fucking liar defaming me. So for his reputation, I understand the lawsuit, 100%. If someone's calling you a pedophile and you're not, you should sue them. I don't like it for music, if you understand what that means. And unfortunately, because a lot of this derived from a rap battle and music being made, both are inextricably tied together, and you can't really just separate them, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If someone was online that was popular and they were calling another person, like say a pedophile or an R word, and that was completely false, at a certain point, you have to take action. Because here's the thing. Let's think about Diddy. When you're on defense and people are making accusations against you, all of a sudden the people start, in the court of public opinion, you start looking guilty. Like even with Diddy. Again, you know what I've thought about that? I think Cassie said a lot of shit that's probably true. But there's 100 more people that came out. It's only been 3 days ago since he started getting back on the offensive. And what happens is that if you are just sitting here and everybody's accusing you of shit and you're being quiet or whatever, or putting out these little random statements, maybe this nigga did do it. Like, you see how Jay-Z handled his shit? Yo, hey, if I did that, put me in jail. That's exactly what Jay-Z did. Jay-Z was so forceful with it, and Jay-Z was so proactive with it, it kind of makes you realize, like, oh, y'all really ain't had shit about it. Like, oh, y'all was lying. So I can't knock the lawsuit for Drake defending his reputation and his image. For anybody, even if you don't like Drake, and this is what I've realized, I keep saying that, Drake needs a PR team or something. I know somebody's gonna be like, that's you. No, it's not. The people that don't like Drake, they're always gonna spin it. Before Drake filed the lawsuit, they were like, even if I guess people were joking, they were like, nah, he's a freaky ass nigga. He's a freaky ass nigga. Stays ass, whatever the fuck the lyric is. They were making all type of joke, almost playing upon that this was possibly true. Drake files this petition down, subsequently became a lawsuit where he is standing on saying, well, if I'm a pedophile, show me it. And now everybody's like, well, we were just joking about that, but you a bitch for filing the lawsuit. Like, what? Why you file a lawsuit? Like, wait, how could you win? So you either shut the fuck up and let people call you a pedophile, or you file the lawsuit, and now people are saying, nigga, why you filing lawsuits? You a bitch. So again, obviously, and that's what I'm saying. Honestly, I really don't think this nigga filed a lawsuit because he lost a rap battle, right? No, I think it's a reputation. However, I don't like the fact that it's mixing music with it because historically, as much as I fuck with Drake and shit, I love Family Matters and I love all these songs, lies are a part of hip hop. Some of the best songs is all lies. You know what I mean? Shot the nigga over there, spun the block, hit his mama with a switch. I did that, this, that, and third. Music in hip-hop is primarily lies unless you're King Von or TK or YNW. Okay, you get my drift. There's a lot of lies in hip-hop. So when you're attacking someone for making up lies, and I've said this about this battle, I don't know if y'all going to be honest about it like that. Euphoria, I thought was a very masterful song. And this is where, the Kung Fu Kenny, get the dick crowders out here. K-Boss, get out here. Masterful song. I really like that song. Okay? And I know some of y'all be like, oh my God, Ak, how could you like it? No, I like Euphoria. I like Not Like Us. I do. I like Family Matters. I like Push-Ups. I like Tailor-Made Freestyle, even though I think some people have said that's age bad, but who cares? I like the song. You get what I'm saying? I actually even like The Hard Part 6. The record I didn't really like that. Oh, I liked 616, which, I was mentioned though. Meet the Grams was just kind of too Jigsaw, soft 15 type of vibes. I didn't like that too much, but whatever. All good. Right? And Buried Alive 2 was I could have done with that, right? I'll ask y'all this question. Because for me, and if people have ever, and I'll be very honest, I'm trying to be very, hopefully y'all don't think that this is some weird agenda. If you've ever seen me being a little bit apprehensive in saying who won the battle, it's because a lot of times, even when, and I always say it's about the Pusha T battle, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess Drake lost the battle, but for me, it's weird because I'm I don't think he got out-rapped. I like when somebody get clearly out-rapped. You get what I'm saying? Not to bring it to the what we listened to last night with the 2C and shit like that. I don't think the Kendrick battle with Drake nor the Pusha T battle were won by raps. I still, to this day, I don't care. I'm not lying. Maybe it's just because I like Drake's music more. I still think Duppy Freestyle was a better rap song, better bars than Story of Adidon. I still think that. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be biased, but I really do think that. So I don't think he got out-rapped, but I do think in the storyline of everything that happened, and yes, a battle is more than rapping. So I'm admitting that. Too. But for me, I do care about the rapping a lot. I don't think he got out-rapped there, but I think in the culmination of everything, if you say Drake lost to Pusha T, I get it. I completely get it. Whatever. Him versus Kendrick, I don't think Drake got out-rapped by Kendrick neither. I don't think he got out-rapped. But if we put everything together, the impact of Not Like Us, how Kendrick masterfully laid out a bunch of things, and you said Kendrick won, I'm not going to fight you over that neither. I'm only talking about the rapping aspect, right? And, obviously there's going to be some delusional K-Boss in here, no, Kendrick rapped miles at, no. I think the rapping was close in both battles. The strategy was definitely better by the other guys overall, right? Kendrick hit him with an uppercut. I'm going to do what you do best. Drop a bop on you. Okay? Cool. Pusha T. Hey, listen, I might not have the platform you have, right? Yeah, I know you could keep up me with the raps, but I'm just going to drop a grenade in the room and run out, and you deal with it. Both worked. I thought it was, you got to give credit to the strategist. So it is what it is, right? Okay. Anyway, I don't know why I went to that little diatribe, but yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Okay. Somebody said, I'm impressed by Drake's elementary raps. All right, whatever, bro. Okay. So this is happening. Again, I've told you guys what I thought about it. we will see what happens. I think Drake's attorney has to really show what they really got because UMG is really showing up in a big way. They're not playing around. And if you ask me about the future of Drake putting out music, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Okay? Somebody says, only reason why Ak is saying whatever is because Drake is watching me? No. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Wait, do y'all really think that Drake got out rap? I don't think he got rap. All right, we don't have to get back in there. Okay. Bet. Somebody said, I like you. Yeah, I think Euphoria is a great piece of rapping, and I think it's great sequence and great strategy. I think Family Matters is great rapping, great sequence, and decent strategy. I thought Taylor Made probably hasn't aged that well, but I thought that rapping was pretty decent. Strategy at the time I thought was good, and yeah, but I just don't think it was that far. Anyway, okay, all good. Well, you know who reacted to the Drake lawsuit? Jim Jones. Jim Jones actually reacted to it, and he's one of the few people who commented about the lawsuit, but he was not following the internet narrative where he was like, yo, this is the worst thing ever. Listen to this.
That he's really suing Universal.
Man, how many niggas you in the hood you know got lawsuits? How many niggas in the hood?
This is different though.
How? How many niggas in the hood you know got lawsuit money? How's it different? He's in a different realm, nigga. That's his hood.
But I feel like it's where the lawsuit. I feel like where the lawsuit's coming from.
Listen to me. Where's it coming from?
It's coming from a rap beef. That's giving them the motive to have the lawsuit.
You think about this shit wrong. You think about a bag or you think about a rap beef that's imaginary to the people. These niggas are playing on the highest level of fucking entertainment. $1 billion game. Now, if he could catch $1 billion game in the midst of a rap beef, shit me? Are you kidding me?
I think reputation matters. I think your image matters.
Bro, he's not snitching on nobody. He's catching a lawsuit.
No, I'm not. This has nothing to do with I'm not calling him a snitch.
Let's get this together. He's not in a court of law. He's not have a personal suing against Kendrick Lamar, which everybody seems to think that this lawsuit is about. He didn't sue Kendrick Lamar. He sued UMG, which is the biggest company that has the biggest bag, nigga. You think I ain't gonna sue Amazon if I ain't get a chance to? Me suing everybody, nigga. Any one of them companies I get a chance to playing at that level to sue for billions, I'm going for it, nigga. Are you crazy?
I feel like there's unwritten rules, though.
Of what?
In the rap game.
Of what?
I'm never going to use a beef as a way to sue a record label.
You making up your own. You making up.
Nah, that nigga's definitely making it up. Like, you know what's so funny? I've never seen people defensive of a label that this much. Yo, well, you can't sue your label. Yo, it's usually, listen, in the history of hip hop, people usually have said, yo, fuck my label, shout out my label, that's me. Like, people have really devalued and really usually disrespected their label, right? However, people are saying, yo, after rap battle, again, I don't know if that's necessarily a rule. I still think that, you know, to be successful in the lawsuit, you still should sue Kendrick, but it's kind of odd seeing people just kind of like defend the label, right? When in every other case, they're usually saying, usually when a rapper says, oh, I want to drop my album, but my label's not letting me. That's not true. That's usually a lie. The truth is usually this. Oh, the label wants to give me I want to get more money. They won't give me more money. So I don't want to turn in the music, and I want to get a better negotiation in ahead of my new deal. They won't give it to me, so the music you're anticipating is not going to drop. I'm going to use it as leverage that y'all could bully the label. Anyway.
I'm never going to use a beef as a way to sue a record label.
You're making up your own unwritten rules. If he was suing Kendrick Lamar for defamation of character directly, papers got sent to him. People in the hip hop,
how much people you could sue?
People here in the hip hop game should be in a uproar. Like, oh, this nigga. Well, when Tracy Morgan just caught that bag, We was happy for him, right?
Of course, it was a car accident. He
So
almost
how
lost
the
his
fuck
life.
we
He
not
almost
gonna be
lost his
happy
life.
about somebody who get a bag from one of the biggest companies that been raping everybody anyway? You heard? So if it was on the flip side and a coalition of our smart rappers would have come together and be like, we're suing UMG for money retroactive for all of the bullshit games they've been playing and shit like that, it would have been, oh, hip hop wins, one for the culture. But because this man is smart enough to use his turbulence to go after a bigger picture, which none of us will ever be in them rooms anyway. He's suing UMG, bro.
I understand that.
Yeah, you talk about something you'll never ever understand the in and outs of when you come into that type of money. You heard? Like,
Can I
so
make
when we
one
deal
point?
with the media, that's what we do. That's they heighten everything. And when you deal with rap and hip hop, they twist everything. This has no reflection of the street and the code of snitching on them. But you know what?
No.
You know what a real snitch is?
I never Drake.
Ooh, okay. Alrighty then. Okay. All right. Drake's a Karen. Okay. All right. I mean, I could see his perspective too, and I do think that, like, I won't say that I think Drake is suing for everybody else. Like, there's this thought that Drake is doing this for artists. No, I don't think he's doing it for artists. He wants his bag. It is what it is. Okay. All right. We do have a couple other. Oh damn! I didn't take this off my head. All right. So we got Bill Haney. Oh, I want to do Dirk and Duck's father. Okay. Oh shit. All right. Did y'all say pull up what Arsenal said about him? What did Arsenal say?
That he's really suing.
What did he say about Drake? I want to get off the Drake topic too, though. Enough is enough. Am I spelling Arsenal wrong? Oh, said nigga, you ratatouille. You ain't got warrior in your blood. All right, whatever. All right, man. Okay. Kendrick Lamar did another. He did another commercial that pretty much announced the feature, I suppose, for the NFL halftime Super Bowl show that's happening, I believe, on February 9th. And this was it here, and you guys could probably guess who the feature is going to be.
What's up with it? Yeah, everything's smooth. I'm on the field right now. Yeah, you know, same old, keeping the body in motion, getting that wind up. You know, this field a lot bigger than what people think, so that's a must. Exactly. Now, I've been thinking about it. What's up with it? Yeah, everything's smooth. I'm on the field right now.
Okay, all right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this is that surprising. You know, the thing about Super Bowl performances is that, obviously you have the main event. I think from what I recollect, they either get like 12 minutes or maybe 15, and how it's broken up is like about 70% or maybe 60% goes to the main performer. But a lot of it is also them kind of bringing out guests and having, other people, touch the stage on their behalf, maybe a collaboration or maybe other people who they've either looked up to or have some association with. Obviously, when it was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, we saw they did a whole West Coast themed, or let's say Aftermath, Interscope themed performance where they pretty much brought out people aligned with those people. So when you think about Kendrick Lamar, and with all due respect to a few of the people in TDE, right, you have to ask these questions, right? Who is he going to bring out? right? Who is he that cool with? Now, if I'm listening to Kendrick and he's sticking to his word on everything he's saying, it appears that he's either going to try to keep it West Coast or keep it TDE or PG Lang. So if you ask me, SZA, that makes sense. And obviously, this is SZA here throwing, the water or the Gatorade, I guess. I guess this is probably sponsored by Gatorade or something on Kendrick. So this makes sense because they're also going on a stadium tour. Who else do I think is probably going to be brought out? I think Baby Keem is going to be brought out. I could see Snoop Dogg coming back out, right? I think that I could see Snoop Dogg and Drake coming back out. We got to think about whoever's going to touch the stage, and with all due respect to, I'm trying to think, do y'all think like a J-Rock or like, Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q would probably be brought out? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. That might be a thing. But I'm wondering about the big hitters that he would probably bring out. Obviously, SZA, but I'm trying to think who else. Like, what are y'all thinking? Let me see. Lil Wayne, that's not happening. That's not happening. By the way, ain't it interesting that, like, I found a few things very interesting over the last, like, couple months. Wayne, I know he got caught up in whatever when people thought that, New Orleans, he should be the guy. But he admitted that he talked to Kendrick and, it felt like he was almost detached from what Kendrick has going on with Drake, meaning, oh, my thing is the Super Bowl, not what Drake has going on with Kendrick, which is a little bit odd because, I mean, Drake's your guy, I think, right? But we didn't see anything from that. And by the way, I think the Louisiana Fest, I thought I would have saw Drake pop out there, right? Instead, Drake was on like some live stream or doing some other shit, which people are like, huh? Why aren't you at Louisiana Fest with the guy who brought you in the game? Now, not saying nothing is going on, but, that was very interesting to see. Second of all, I kind of felt Drake stepped slightly on Lil Baby's release date. So Lil Baby drops. Drake, who has been a frequent collaborator of Lil Baby, is not on the project. And then Drake randomly drops. What did he drop? He drops the freestyle, the Fighting Irish freestyle on Monday, which kind of like changes the conversation, at least in the rap communities, about what the fuck is happening. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, I'm not insinuating that he's not friends with these people, but one thing I've definitely noticed is that Drake has seemed very isolated. And I don't know if that's his doing or the doing. I think it might be his doing where maybe he's just kind of like, sometimes you're like falling back and just trying to like see what's up with everybody. But he's definitely looked isolated. Like, I've never seen Drake this much in Toronto. Like, I remember when Drake was recording certain albums, you'd be like, yo, well, at a certain time he leaves Toronto, he goes to, like, Atlanta. Like, I've never seen Drake this. Drake been in Toronto for, like, Drake been in Toronto since May. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, maybe we saw him in Turks one time. But, and maybe, like, he was in Houston for, like, 2 weekends. But we ain't seen him in Atlanta. We ain't seen him in Miami. We ain't seen him at the spots. And maybe optically, like, that kind of matters, but who cares, right? All good. Somebody says, Drake's world is so insulated by yes men. Do you think that? Like, I'm always one to say when I think people's world is insulated by yes men. I do think Drake's world is insulated. I don't know if it's by yes man. Or maybe the mere fact that I think it's insulated, that means yes man. But I think his world is insulated where he's not just out there and probably consuming everything. But does he have yes man? Like, who would be the yes man around him? I did have one advice, and I'll get off the Drake thing for a while. Pause.